So I had the opportunity to go to SEMA, and while I was there, I sat down for a little while with Shopify. They've been talking a lot recently about how Shopify is now a good platform for B2B aftermarket automotive. I sat down with Jay, and here were a few things that I wanted to know. Is Shopify a good fit for the automotive aftermarket, and when might it not be a good fit?
Automotive market has challenges, year, make, model, fitment, those kind of things. But in general, Shopify can handle all that complexity. We're able to handle large, expansive catalogs into the millions of SKUs.
What criteria would tip people towards Shopify in terms of B2B complexity, more complicated shipping needs, or complicated inventory management?
We kind of remove a lot of that challenge for them, allowing them to really focus in on their product and not as much on, I've got to set up a whole new system, I've got to manage my hosting, all these other things. We get rid of all that concern for you and make that a lot easier.
How does Shopify handle fitment data?
We have a lot of automotive brands that are using Shopify currently that have year, make, model, or beyond that. So it can be handled via meta fields within the product catalog. As long as you have that product data, that assignment in some outside system, that can be brought into Shopify and actually connect those pieces together.
Okay, so Shopify can handle fitment data, but how do they do it?
There are apps out there in the ecosystem that allow you to adjust some of those data features. Again, that meta field concept and meta object concept can really allow for any different type of structured or unstructured data to be pulled into a product to allow you to actually have that additional layer of classification on top.
With the variant limit unlock, what does that do for a vendor now who's on the platform? And are there any remaining constraints that they would want to think about?
And a lot of people in the automotive space, they've got more than just year, make, model. There's a lot of other variants that might go into that and allow you to have a more simplified catalog and also handle a lot larger SKU count because that variant count allows that to expand exponentially.
So for B2B and B2C, what's native versus custom for locations, pricing, vendor access, and the like?
If you're just doing a self-service B2B, in reality, there's probably not a lot of challenges you're going to have in overlap of the way catalogs are handled or price lists are handled. But if you're doing things that are highly complex, you've got a lot of workflows or other things that need to be set up, then you're really going to want to look at maybe do I need to have a separate store that deals only with B2B and another one that deals with D2C.
Could you run both of them in one instance and still customize for the different buyer types?
It would require some customization, and you want to work with a partner to kind of establish how that flow works.
What's available for net terms, deposits, ACH, bank pay, and purchase orders?
ACH, that actually just went live. You can set different net terms depending on company and depending on what structure you have there. If you have an ancillary system that can bring in AR, but when you think about POs and everything else along those lines, you really need to determine how much do I need to make this available and how much is this just the old way of the way my processes work today, and could I be doing this a more efficient way? Could I be actually leveraging credit card or other payments that people may want to use, but you're just stuck in the old AR lifestyle?
What native tools exist for bulk ads, quick orders, repeat purchases, and can a B2B buyer use them?
We actually have quite a few really streamlined apps that are in our app ecosystem that by one click, you're able to add in quick order, reordering, looking over all your order totals, and it all sits within my account. Things like temporary orders or prepared orders that aren't necessarily ready to go live yet.
What about field sales? Can you build quotes or orders on mobile? If I've got guys out and about, how would that affect their company pricing? Is that still auto-applied?
So it can be done directly within the admin. You can set up staff roles, assign sales reps to different companies, different locations, allow them to order on behalf of, and then that order then can be completed by the actual customer.
For search and discovery, how would you combine a standard faceted search with a fitment-based search and only show applicable results?
But give them the availability to do that first initial year, make, model, fitment interaction, and then expand beyond on that, right? Go into price, go into material, give them the capability, but also don't restrain the catalog that way.
can Shopify support multi-origin routing, dimensional rules, LTL, and what about hazmat or exclusions?
We're leaning more into the LTL and what's available there. I would say most of those things are going to be partner supported, and it'll also depend on what your payment solution is too, whether or not you can sell those products across borders. You can actually limit catalogs based on location too, so it gives you that more of that flexibility in what you're doing.
In regards to integrations, how do you do ERP, PIM, SEMA data, inventory sync, returns, and RMA?
It's either going to be working with an integration partner to build up a custom integration for you, or if you're using one of, let's say, NetSuite, Acumatica, or one of these other ERPs that have pre-built integrations, you can work through those. When we talk about SEMA data and other things, those are the things that you're going to really want to rely on a third-party partner to help you kind of build out the purpose-built solution for you. Everyone's ERP has been set up differently. Everyone's PIM is set up differently. We want you to make sure that you're leveraging the data you have, the data you're using to best bring that forward into Shopify, so you can display that to your end customer the best way.
It's exciting to us as a platform integrator and an e-commerce agency to see how Shopify has put so much investment into developing this into a really modern e-com platform, not just for the D2C retailer, but now also for the automotive aftermarket. And the investments that Shopify continues to make into the platform, I think make a very compelling case for it to be the go-to platform if you're in that space. The checkout is already one of the best converting checkouts in the space. So you can add on now some of those more technical components around inventory sync and fitment. And we're excited to see where Shopify goes as a platform. Thanks again, Shopify, for the time. And if you have questions, drop them down in the comments. We'd be happy to ask on your behalf or answer them for you.